Singer David charged with first-degree M. Sheesh. I'm not gonna lie, we all saw this coming. We could have seen this coming from a mile away. The internet figured all this out, 8 months ago. But it looks like, they got all the evidence and they feeling like he's supposed to be where he at right now, in jail. Hopefully they throw him under the jail. Hopefully everyone that he's in jail with knows what he did. You know what I'm saying? Screw it. Give him life. Throw the book at him. You know what I'm saying? Throw him under the jail. But I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I thank you guys for all the love and support, for real. Now let's get into the video.
Today I am announcing the charges against David Anthony Burke.
Yeah.
The musician known as David, spelled D4VD, in connection with the brutal and horrific murder of Celeste, a 14-year-old at that time. These charges include the most serious charges that a DA's office can bring. That is first-degree murder with special circumstances. The special circumstances being lying in wait, committing this crime for financial gain, or murdering a witness in an investigation. These special circumstances carry with it, along with the first-degree murder charge, a maximum sentence of life without the possibility of parole or the death penalty. The determination on whether or not the district attorney's office will seek the death penalty will be made.
I'm someone that believes that, like, the death penalty is almost like letting them go, bro. No, you gotta sit these 100 years, bro. We gave you 100 years. You have to sit through them. Agonizing years, brother. You did what you did, brother. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the death penalty, well, usually people wait like 25, 30 years for the death penalty anyway. So, hey, he'll probably be begging for death at that point. You know what I'm saying? After they find out what he did in jail, it's not going to be good.
At a later time. Before I get into the actual charges, and there are additional charges against Mr. Burke, including continuous sexual acts, lewd and lascivious sexual acts with an individual under 14 years old, and mutilating a human remains of a body. Before I get into the description of these charges and their seriousness, I want to look at this as a parent. I am a parent of 3 children, and a parent's nightmare is a situation where your daughter goes out one night and never comes back. As we will show in a court of law, and what I also want to make sure about that the understanding of these charges is clear, is my description of these charges is not evidence that we are going to present in court. These charges, in fact, will not be evidence in the court. Evidence will be the witness testimony, the documents, and different types of admissible testimony that we will admit into court in the prosecution, and if it leads to the eventual trial of Mr. Burke, to convince a jury of 12 people beyond a reasonable doubt that each and every one of these charges is true, as well as the special allegations and circumstances that have been alleged. Now, back to this being a parent's nightmare. On April 23rd, 2025, as been alleged by the complaint, Celeste, a 14-year-old at that time, went to Mr. Burke's house in the Hollywood Hills. She was never heard from again. On September 8th, 2025, as alleged in the complaint, Miss Celeste's remains, her dismembered and decomposed remains, were found in 2 bags inside of a front trunk of a car registered to Mr. Burke. Thereafter began an investigation. The investigation was to determine who killed, who murdered Celeste months and months before. That investigation was carried out in unison and in partnership between the LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division and the District Attorney's Office. At every point in the investigation, through the arrest and the filing of charges, the LAPD and the District Attorney's Office have worked in lockstep. There's been no disagreements amongst these entities in deciding how to proceed with this case, ultimately leading to these charges today.
I don't know about the misstep and the everyone on the same, footing, because based off of what I heard from before, what happened was the police department acted on their own and arrested him, and then they threw the charges on him because it was just taking so long. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've heard on the internet. Basically the police were like, bro, this dude's still here running around. Y'all ain't doing nothing. You not hitting him with nothing yet. We picking him up. They pick him up, and then they throw the charges at him because they're kind of like, all right, well, I guess we have to act now. Like, I feel like that's cool, but it's also one of those things, like, you could mess up the investigation and also mess up, finding him guilty, like dead stop. You know what I'm saying? You could ruin that by trying to pick him up too early, on the police department's behalf, if they're not actually talking to whatever entity is, looking into him and looking into the issue. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully they throw this nigga under the jail. But yeah, that's just something that I saw online. So he might be trying to be like, no, we was good. We did this together. Or they actually did it together and the internet is wrong. It wouldn't be the first time that the internet is wrong. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
So what you have as well with these charges is that, again, there are 3 sets of charges that have been brought. The first-degree murder with special circumstances. And again, those special circumstances are lying in wait. That Celeste went to Mr. Burke's home on the night of April 23rd, 2025, as alleged in the complaint, at his invitation, and again, was not heard from again. The second is a special circumstance, being that this murder was committed for financial gain. As the evidence will show in court, the financial gain was for Mr. Burke to maintain his very lucrative musical career that Celeste was threatening on that particular night. The third charge.
This shit, when you, like, it's just sick. It's just sick. Because he has to be mentally, just fucked up in the brain to even be messing with a child at fucking 20 years old, or however the fuck old he was. You know what I'm saying? So one, you're already fucked up in the fucking brain ski. You know what I'm saying? And then you get scared that you're gonna get caught for messing with a child, so you kill said child. It doesn't make sense in my head. The math isn't mathing, brother. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go from a PDF file to now a PDF file murderer. What was the play here? You know what I'm saying? His best bet was to, if she was trying to be like, yo, I'm telling everybody, throw her an M. That was your best bet, brother. You know what I'm saying? Murder, jumping to murder is actually fucking diabolical. Then you go on tour on some crazy shit. And then going on tour, jumping on stage, laughing and smiling and shit, brother. You're fucking cooked. You're cooked. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could see his face. I want to see the trial. I hope they live stream the trial. I need to see his face the whole way through. You know what I'm saying? Sheesh.
In addition to lying in wait and for financial gain, is murdering a witness to an investigation. In this particular case, as the evidence will come out in court, the witness to the investigation was Celeste. And the investigation was into the lewd and lascivious sexual acts committed by Mr. Burke that is the subject of count 2 of this complaint with Celeste while she was under 14 years old. I had the chance to meet with some of the family members of Celeste, and their grief is uncalculable as to what happened to their daughter. What they have demanded, what we have assured them that the district attorney's office working with LAPD would give them is the is the proof beyond a reasonable doubt on who killed their daughter, on how their daughter was killed, when their daughter was killed, and bring that killer to justice. That killer that we have now charged is David Anthony Burke. We will have questions after I speak and Chief McDonald speaks. At this point, I invite Chief McDonald to speak.
Thank you very much. Good morning, and thank you all for being here. I want to begin by expressing my deepest condolences to the parents of Celeste Rivas. No parent or any human being should have to endure what you've gone through. Today, alongside D.A. Hockman and our partners at the L.A. County District Attorney's Office, and thanks to the tireless and hard work of our investigators at the LAPD, we're announcing the arrest and prosecution of David Burke for the murder of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas. Throughout the 7-month investigation, this department has faced criticism for how we handled the case and for our decision not to provide details. I want to be clear about something. My duty is not to fuel speculation, it's to deliver justice. And that requires patience and discipline on everybody's part. This investigation was driven by a single purpose: to secure justice for Celeste Rivas and for those who loved her. We had to be certain that nothing we did or said would ever jeopardize this case. Ms. Rivas was a reported runaway from Riverside County. During the course of our investigation, detectives learned that she had been involved in a sexual relationship with Mr. Burke when she was a minor and he was an adult. On April 23, 2025, Ms. Rivas arrived at Mr. Burke's home in the Hollywood Hills. That's the last time she was known to be alive. On September 8, 2025, Ms. Rivas's dismembered and badly decomposed body was discovered in the front trunk of Mr. Burke's impounded Tesla. From that moment forward, our investigators faced an extraordinary, difficult, and complex case. The condition of her remains delayed the medical examiner's ability to be able to determine cause of death. The substantial amount of time that passed between her death and the discovery meant that crucial evidence had degraded or disappeared. And as detectives worked to uncover the truth, they also had to sift through and debunk a great deal of false information circulating publicly. These challenges were real, and they required patience, precision, and an unwavering commitment to the facts. Despite these obstacles, and despite intense public pressure, our Robbery Homicide Division detectives remained steadfast in their duties. They recovered and analyzed a substantial amount of digital and forensic evidence. They stayed focused, disciplined, and committed to uncovering the truth. Their work, in close collaboration with the District Attorney's Office, has brought us to this moment today. I want to thank the District Attorney and his team, as always, for their partnership. This case demanded coordination, persistence, and a shared commitment to justice. Also, thank you to our media partners for showing up today and for sharing this important message with the public. And finally, to Ms. Rivas's family, we cannot undo the pain you are feeling. Our hope is that today brings some measure of accountability and a step in the journey toward healing. Please know that the Los Angeles Police Department remains fully committed to seeking justice on behalf of your daughter. Thank you.
So at this point, we'll take questions.
Anything more you can tell us about the fact that she was a witness in the coming investigation, that she reported the abuse, who was doing that investigation?
The details of the allegations that have made, particularly with that special circumstance, will be produced in court.
You believe cause of death and the difficulty it was to determine both the matter, cause, and date?
So with respect to the coroner's report, we will be seeking quite quickly to provide an order to the court that now allows the coroner to release that report to the public.
Do you believe that he
From the BBC, between the finding of the body of Celeste's body or her remains, why has it taken so long for an arrest to be made?
I think the police chief got it right, that in a situation where you don't have an eyewitness account, or we can't point to a video that shows the killer killing someone, you have to go through the very rigorous and thorough investigation to look at all the digital and forensic evidence. You have to speak with witnesses, often who are cooperative and some who are not cooperative, in order to obtain all the information necessary to decide who did what, when, how, and what their mental state was at the time. That is what we've been doing over the last, between September 8th, roughly, and today when we bring these charges on April 20th. So again, it's a type of case that you want to make sure you get maximum information.
And let's not forget that David is rich as fuck. David was actually one of them ones whenever it came to music and making money off his music, he was making a devious amount of money. You know what I'm saying? An egregious amount of money. So because of that, you can't just start doing all this shit without having all your ducks in a row. Because he fucks around and gets out, what the fuck happens? Everyone's mad as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And everyone feels like he did it. You guys don't know who did it, or you can't prove that he did it, and all this. It's kind of like, that would be fucking terrible. So, like, I hate that it took so long. I wish they would have, like, jailed him for the whole process, but he's so rich that, you know, that might have, you know, kind of went against, you know, getting him in jail. It might have got him off of getting in jail type shit. So, hey, shout out to them. It sounds like they have a lot of shit on him. But let's finish this off. Let's see what other questions they have. Let's see if they pick their his brain a little bit and see, you know, hopefully we find some little bit something out.
By the way, if there's anyone out there that has material information about this particular murder or any other actions taken by Mr. Burke, please come forward to the Los Angeles Police Department, come forward to the LA County DA's office, and report that information.
Mr. Hochman, there are other people who were aware of this relationship. Is it possible that you will be arresting other people within his circle, and did he act alone in this death?
Again, with respect to whether or not there's any other individuals or we're going to take any other actions, you will know about them if we do, but at this point I'm not commenting.
Do you believe that you know how she was killed, beyond it being homicide? The actual cause of death?
The coroner's report will be released shortly. Because it is not currently released, I'm not going to be commenting.
So was it determined, not that, if you won't say what it was, but has it been determined how she was killed, beyond it being homicide?
The coroner has made a determination on how Celeste died, and at the point that the coroner's report becomes public, we'll be able to comment on it.
Was there a specific breakthrough last week? Is there physical evidence that ties David to this murder?
There is physical evidence and there is forensic and digital evidence that we intend to present in court to prove these charges beyond a reasonable doubt.
So within your investigation, and just to his question, are you able to tell us exactly what the smoking gun is? And also, if you can address the issue of his visit to Santa Barbara, and that, how does it connect with the murder?
So with respect to the actual details of the evidence we're going to be presenting in court, I'm not going to do that today. As far as the concept of a smoking gun, the smoking gun is the totality of the evidence that we're going to bring to prove any case, whether it's this case or any case, beyond a reasonable doubt.
So
Is there any evidence that he abused other underage girls that he investigated?
An investigation is ongoing. If information comes forward on any, with respect to any additional crimes, we will certainly investigate it.
One more question. One more. There's been so much discussion about the difficulties in this case. The chief talked about it as well. What makes you confident you can prove these allegations?
What makes us confident is the totality of the evidence that has been obtained by the LAPD robbery homicide, by the work that the district attorney's office has done, that has led us to the point where we believe we can prove each and every one of these three charges and the special circumstances and the special allegation beyond a reasonable doubt.
Hey, if you guys ask me, I think he did it. I think they should throw him under the jail. But I'm happy to see that they have, it seems like, a lot of evidence to do such things. You know what I'm saying? This is his mugshot right here, by the way. Yeah, He looks like he aged 20 years in the past 8 months, right? So, hey, I don't know if that says anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure bro probably couldn't grow a beard his whole life. All of a sudden, he got a beard now and shit. Full beard. You know what I'm saying? He knew he was going to jail. So, hey, man. I don't really know, bro. One thing I wish that they would do is kind of like I talked about in another video, like R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? He went to jail for doing, you know, vociferous things. You know what I'm saying? And David is going to jail for doing vociferous things. I feel like scenarios like this is some shit like they should just demonetize all his music. Like, fuck it. Like, demonetize that shit or make that shit unmonetizable. You know what I'm saying? Free use. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, don't give this motherfucker no money. But that's some shit that, like, Spotify, Apple Music, they would need to, like, agree to do. You know? Where it's like, we're not going to give any money to a fucking child predator and murderer. You know what I'm saying? Like, period. I don't care. They made the music. It came out under their name. Fuck it. I'm not giving them shit. So, I wish that was a thing. I doubt it'll be a thing ever because of just how the fucking music industry is. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. We make music about killing niggas all the time. So they don't give two flying shits, you know what I'm saying? But you talk about them folks a couple of times, you get your whole shit. Shut the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I digress. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. I would be glad to hear it. You know what I'm saying? We could throw some speculations out there in the comments and so on and so forth. But as always, hold on, let me make sure this button works because I'm adding to my little deck. I gotta make sure my buttons work. But make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and if nobody told you today, peace.